Hello everyone. Welcome to Magical Stocks channel, where fundamentals meet technical. PSE index went down from 6,494.81 last April 16, 2021, to 6,378.07 this April 23, 2021. This performance is equivalent to a minus 1.8% decrease in the index for the week. Our magical stocks also went down from 478.22k pesos to 468.4k pesos, or a minus 2.05% decrease in our investment. Overall, our magical stocks profit went down from 19.86k pesos to 17.29k pesos. We will update the 3 batches of magical stocks together with the 4 experimental magical stocks for this week's video. Before we proceed with our update, and if you are interested in investing using our magical stocks or monitoring our system's effectiveness, please like this channel, subscribe, and hit the notification button to keep you updated weekly. Let's first discuss the November experimental magical stocks performance from April 16, 2021, to April 23, 2021. Here is our worksheet for our November experimental stocks. Our top performer is SECB gaining 1.79%. While the least performer is MEG losing minus 21.01%. We have one sell signal in our 5 experimental stocks. Let's look at the trend which we started to monitor last November 20, 2020. The PSE index went down from minus 9.41% to minus 11.04%, losing minus 1.63%. The experimental magical stocks also went down from minus 3.19% to minus 5.89%. Losing minus 2.7%. The experiment is below the benchmark line, while the index is also below the benchmark line. Our experiment is above the index with a gap of 5.15% this April 23, 2021, coming from 6.23% last April 16, 2021. Let's now discuss the December experimental magical stocks performance from April 16, 2021, to April 23, 2021. Here is our worksheet for our December experimental stocks. Our top performer is FGen, gaining 10.28%, while the least performer is DMC losing minus 12.54%. We still don't have any sell signal for each of the 5 experimental stocks. Let's look at the experiments trend, which we compare against the PSE index starting December 18, 2020. The PSE index went down from minus 10.7% to minus 12.3%. Losing minus 1.61%. The experimental magical stocks also went down from minus 2.9% to minus 3.6%, losing minus 0.7%. The experiment is below the benchmark line, while the index is also below the benchmark line. Our experiment is above the index with a gap of 8.7% this April 23, 2021, coming from 7.79% last April 16, 2021. Let's now discuss the February experimental magical stocks performance from April 16, 2021, to April 23, 2021. Here is our worksheet for our February experimental stocks. Our top performer is STR but losing minus 3.25%, while the least performer is VLL losing minus 13.48%. We still don't have any sell signal for each of the 5 experimental stocks. Let's look at the experiments trend, which we compare against the PSE index starting February 19, 2021. The PSE index went down from minus 6.23% to minus 7.92%, losing minus 1.69%. The experimental magical stocks also went down from minus 7.06% to minus 7.86%, losing minus 0.8%. The experiment is below the benchmark line, while the index is also below the benchmark line. Our experiment is above the index with a gap of 0.05% this April 23, 2021, coming from minus 0.83% last April 16, 2021. Let's now discuss the March experimental magical stocks performance from April 16, 2021, to April 23, 2021. Here is our worksheet for our March experimental stocks. Our top performer is TEL gaining 6.44%, while the least performer is MPI but gaining 3.89%. We still don't have any sell signal for each of the 5 experimental stocks. Let's look at the experiments trend, which we compare against the PSE index starting March 19, 2021. The PSE index went down from 0.91% to -0.9%, losing -1.81%. The experimental magical stocks, however, went up from 4.97% to 5.52%, gaining 0.55%. The experiment is above the benchmark line, while the index is below the benchmark line. Our experiment is above the index with a gap of 6.42% this April 23, 2021, coming from 4.06% last April 16, 2021. Here is the worksheet for our 3 batches of magical stocks. Our first batch is above the market with a gap of 18.03% this April 23, 2021, coming from 18.35% last April 16, 2021. Our second batch is also above the market, with a gap of 0.49% this April 23, 2021, coming from -1.82% last April 16, 2021. Our third batch is above the market with a gap of 0.33% this April 23, 2021, coming from 0% last April 16, 2021. Our third batch buying is here where we bought VLL, FGen, AGI, GLO, and P Gold. This is just our initial week and we will see a trend next week. To summarize our investment, the first batch of magical stocks is gaining by 25.43%, coming from 27.72%. The second batch is losing by -10.97%, coming from -11.65%. The third batch is losing by -0.26%, coming from 0%. Overall, with an investment of 451.11k pesos, our investment's current value is 468.4k pesos, equivalent to 3.83% coming from 6.61%. We have a gaining first batch, a losing second batch, and a losing third batch. That will be all for the magical stocks update this week. Thank you for watching. Next week, we will continue the trend update of the 3 batches of magical stocks and the 4 experimental stocks. Quote, "You can be free. You can live and work anywhere in the world. You can be independent from routine and not answer to anybody." Unquote. Alexander Elder. See you in the following video. Have a great day ahead.